let's see how I do at this first one here. If it ends up taking a whole bunch of retries for these, I'll just show my winning one. Because I fully expect that to be the case, but who knows? Maybe I've improved my skills enough to do it in one for each. You never know. Oh, it feels like so long ago that I first attempted this first stage, even though it was really only like an hour ago. It was a simpler time, back before I realized all the mechanical intricacies that this game has to offer. Before I was fully made aware of its sheer, brutal, even devilish, you could say, difficulty. A time of spring, a time of salad days, a time of flora, a happier time. Actually, I noticed that I'm having some performance issues here, whereas I did not before, and I'm curious why that's happening. Maybe I got some background process going on that I forgot about. That could be what's dropping my performance. Well, I made it to around the halfway point without taking any damage, so I'm doing pretty good so far. And I realized that doing a super here would have been a much quicker way to proceed. Well, if I end up having a poor time score, I'll keep that in mind. I think I should have a good one, though. I'm proceeding at roughly the same pace as I did previously, and I'm pretty sure I had a perfect score then, for the time at least. Good time, good HP, good parry, good coin, perfect skill. Okay, A+, golly gee. So is there any visual difference to the level once you've perfected it, or is the only true thing you gain that wonderful, warm, rosy feeling in your heart? I don't think there's a visual difference. That's kind of a shame. Alright, well, let's try the carrot patch then. Let's take down the kitties here. The Carrot Patch Kitties.
Well battled. Now go.
First phase, easy as pie. Or should I say potatoes? Do I need to go for parries here? I forget what the parry score was. Or did it even have a parry score? I forget if the boss rushes do. It's probably not worth risking getting hurt by touching the raindrops anyway. I'll just see how I do. I just gotta make sure I do a super here. And then an EX shot, just to make sure that that score is all well and done. Ooh, I just realized if I had the spread shot here, that would make getting rid of these carrot projectiles so much easier. It is what it is. Alright, Grenade is definitely awful for this phase. He's a bit too far away to accurately hit. Ooh, this is a good spot to stand in. Until he fires his mind waves, that is. And hey, a knockout. Oh, I forgot to do the EX shot again. God damn it, that screwed me over. That's gonna be the one thing that keeps me from a perfect score here, isn't it? God damn it. I even had it too, I just forgot to use it. Okay. Let's try that again. I clearly have no trouble with it, I just gotta keep in mind all the things I have to do. I will say that is one part of the ranking system that I'm not a huge fan of. Namely the fact that it's so binary. One of the things I like about the ranking systems in Platinum's games, for example, is the fact that, while they are pretty strict in their requirements, they do allow for a little bit of wiggle room. For example, Metal Gear Rising. Say maybe you're not so great at doing combos, well, you can usually make up for the deficit in score that will cause by simply taking no damage during the fight. the bonus you get from doing a no damage run more than makes up for a lot of your other failings. Whereas in this, in every category you need to score perfectly. And that means if, say, you forget to do something or it's simply not in your nature to do a thing, such as what happened last time with me failing to use that EX shot, because I tend to focus on my basic firing capabilities, you'll end up getting a less than perfect score. And it's not because you did poorly per se, it's just because you forgot to do this one arbitrary thing that the game wanted you to do. And that's a bit of a gripe that I definitely have with the ranking system in this thus far. It's not a huge issue, but it is definitely an issue. And before I forget, yep, there's my EX shot. I'm not gonna have that ruin my score, not this time. I am actually worried that I might have a slightly worse time score here. I suppose I'll see in just a sec. Okay, this should be perfect then. Golly gee willikers, a perfect score. So what's next then? I forget who was the next target I went after. This person down here, I guess. Ah, yes, Ribby and Croaks, these jerks. Ooh, okay, I'm pretty confident in my ability to avoid this stuff up till the final phase. It's the final phase where things become truly difficult, with that whole slot machine randomness. Let's see how it goes though. Looks like grenades should be... Well, that didn't go so well, let's just restart that right then and there. I gotta make sure that, yeah, actually, let's avoid going max on the damage, because I want to make sure I get 3 parries. Right, there were 3 levels. I have to duck some of them.
A great slam and then some.
I need to make sure to get 3 parries before proceeding for my parry score, because while I can do that in later stages, it is definitely tricky. I'd like to get that out of the way early on when it's still fairly easy to do. Of course, I can't waste too much... I have trouble with those fireball patterns. I can't waste too much time because then I'll have a less than perfect time score, and that will be what ends up holding me back. So it's very much walking a tightrope here. Oh, I just barely missed both of those parries, okay. Still have a shot though, I think, just so long as I don't end the first phase too quickly. I might actually hold off on firing then. Hopefully that doesn't hurt my time score too much. Oh, I get the parry, but I failed to rebound from it properly. Okay, until I actually have a successful parry attempt run, I'll just cut ahead. Alright, got 2 parries so far, it's not so bad. 1 more and I'll be golden. I don't remember having any trouble with the second phase, so I think I should be good. Just 1 more. And booyah, okay. I like though that they actually tell you that you've gotten perfect in a category like that with that ringtone. That's actually really nice. Alright, now is definitely the time to be using the grenade. So here's when he had the, yeah, the windstorm. Very easy to avoid though. I say right before I get hit. What happens now? Oh, right. Ooh, thank you, iframes. Okay. Final phase time. Alright, did pretty good there. Just gotta avoid the coins, that's gonna be the, trickiest bit. Oh, really? Of course I get an attack pattern that I had never seen before. And so of course, having no idea of how to avoid it properly, that's what I end up getting hit by. Ah, that would have been a perfect run too, I think. Well, let's finish with this one and see how it goes. I think I'm pretty close to the end of this attempt anyway, yeah. So close, and yet so far from victory. Oh, actually I was farther than I thought. Okay, so I definitely need to speed up the pace at which I do things.
Good day for a swell battle. You're up.
Oh hey, it's the tiger one again. Been a while since I've seen this one. Not a fan of it, I'll be honest. Oh, its pattern is just off enough that I have trouble with it. Apparently though I had no trouble avoiding it that time, so that's good. Alright, I'm pretty sure it's close to death. I just gotta avoid taking any more damage. And I gotta maximize my own, because I'm pretty sure I'm doing bad in terms of time score. Okay, let's see how this one goes. If I lose anywhere, it's gonna be the time score, I'm sure of it. Oh! 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 Yeah, baby. Oh, that was surprisingly rough. It's not a fight that I have too much trouble with just getting through, but perfecting it is definitely another thing entirely. And that is one of the reasons why I like these sort of score challenge games. Because oftentimes, just doing something really isn't all that bad. But doing it without making a single mistake, that can be really rough. And it can really give you a new appreciation for something. Let's see, I can't do that again. So what's next? I guess this stage? Oh, right, the Goo Man. Ooh, I had a lot of trouble just beating this dude. So I get the feeling it's probably gonna be a rough uphill climb, up tree climb for this. Let's see. Got that bouncing pattern that I loathe so goddamn much. Alright, but I am doing a good job of managing it, so that's good to see. Oh no, 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 fucking no. Ah, goddammit, Flux. I forgot to disable you. Or I didn't disable you for long enough, one of the two. Okay, well that's gonna ruin that little bit of footage. Hopefully it doesn't come out too horribly. Yeah, you get your super, I get mine, buddy. Alright, gotta make sure I do an EX shot sometime before the end of the fight. So glad you can duck that, otherwise it would be so much more dangerous. Alright, there's my EX shot, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. And this phase should be fine, because I have the Invincidash, yeah. Maybe not the time score, that's definitely a worry. I'm gonna have to make use of my EX shots wisely. Maybe, I don't know if the grenade's a good idea or not. Depends on how close I'm willing to be to him, really. I mean, it doesn't actually have a hurt box until he slams down, so I can actually be close to him without much danger. Okay, that went pretty well, actually. The time score is the only thing I'm worried about, since I'm never sure exactly how fast they need to do things. Probably under 1:30. That's another complaint I have about the score system, I suppose. It would be nice if they showed you what your actual best time needs to be. That way you at least had an idea, and you didn't just have to guess it. Maybe they'll add that in a later patch. I feel like that's the kind of thing that would be a common complaint. Okay, so that perfect was not nearly as much of a pain in the ass, for which I am quite thankful, so... one more run and gun, and... oh, the aeroplane stage. Whew, let's see if I learned her patterns well enough.
A great slam and then some. You're up.
One of the nice things about the shmup stages, I think I mentioned this before, is that parrying, which is normally a huge pain in the ass, is so much easier. The whole not having to time a jump beforehand just makes the timing for parrying in general a lot more forgiving. And I kinda wish that maybe parrying was like that in the first place. Like in the regular stages it didn't require that prerequisite jump, but that's just me. I'm gonna try and use my supers more, that will allow me to get through her health bar quicker, right? I don't have a dash, I have the shrink thing. Which didn't help me there, let's try that again. But yeah, doing my supers and EX shots as fast as possible will definitely help a ton. Not to mention, focusing on that will ensure that I don't forget to do them, and thus end up with an awful score in that category. Ooh, I do definitely need to do more parries, though. It's easiest during this first stage. Seems to be a common pattern with these bosses. Parrying is pretty easy early on, it's later on in the fight where it actually gets rough. Oh, I shouldn't have destroyed that one. He probably would have launched a pink bullet. Hopefully I get another chance. There we go. And I'm happy relying on my bonsai bills here, and not waiting for the super. I don't know which is more damage efficient. I really do wish there was a way to tell, ooh, I was close, how much damage you were doing. Another thing where it being up to your own guesswork just kind of makes things frustrating. Yeah, you know what, I think I'm gonna save up for my super, that seems like a decent idea. Alright, good damage. Come on, I gotta be close. Fire a few missiles, and it's a knockout. I think I got it. Oh yeah. Guess my somewhat competent shmup skills were actually coming in handy there. Once you know the patterns, shmups, regular ones at least, aren't so bad. Bullet hells are another thing entirely, but I doubt I'll be needing to worry about that in this game. Although maybe I shouldn't be tempting fate by saying that. For all I know, the next world will have a shmup stage that is basically a bullet hell. It would certainly add gameplay variety. But while I do enjoy playing bullet hells, I am by no means good at them. Just the sheer amount of perfection that they require is utterly obscene. Okay, so I think one area that I needed to improve on in my previous runs was time. So I'm gonna try and speed through here a little bit more quickly. While being sure to get these Please. Of course, if I get hit, that all goes down the toilet.
You're up.
You'd think the bosses would be where I'd have the most difficulty, because those are clearly like the main thing, and there's the most stuff going on, but so far it seems like I have the most amount of trouble with these run and gun stages. Maybe because of the fact that they're larger, there's a lot more stuff that you need to take in as opposed to the boss fights where it's basically one room, even if it's a room that changes a little bit. So it's overall less that you have to learn. Yeah. If I had to pick one thing right now that would be my least favorite thing about the game, it's how the parries work in the non-shmup stages. Even once I get good at them, I still don't think I'll like them. Just the whole setup you need to do is not something I'm a fan of. Okay, I should be good with the parries. Hopefully I didn't waste too much time. I'm not too worried about this. Oh, I just realized I don't have to collect the coins again. I guess that's a one-time thing. In which case, I can kind of speed through this section here, can't I? Oh yeah, this'll definitely help my time. Ooh. Score out bunches unless I fall. I feel like I shouldn't have fallen down there, like I should have landed on that platform, but I must have just been a tiny smidgen off. Oh, talk about infuriating. And that's how you get through in style. Now let's see if I can make it past this section. Really gotta keep in mind just how far I'm gonna go with my dash. Otherwise I'm gonna fall, and that's a bit of HP lost. Okay. Gonna use my super against you, boy howdy. I wonder if his shots can end up targeted such that you actually can't make your way to an escape platform. Like he just destroys all of them. Come on. Oh, okay. Hopefully my bit of a delay at the end there didn't ruin my time score. That was rough. Come on, time. Oh wow, really? They expect you to speed through the stage, don't they? I guess time is king in these run and gunners, okay. Alright, let's use my... Oh, am I too high up for the super? Oh, thank god for its wide range. Okay, you're dead. Gotta wait for the level to load in. And hopefully I have a good time. I really don't want to have to do that again. Come on. Oh, wow. I'm honestly not sure how I'm going to do that faster. Not without maintaining perfects in all of the other categories. At least I don't have to collect the gold coins, that's not so bad, but wow. Okay, yeah, I don't like doing this, but I'm just going to have to admit defeat, for now at least. I have no idea how I could possibly shave off enough time to actually make the time score. I'm pretty sure now that it has to be under a minute, and my best was like 1:09, and that was with me really speeding through. Like, I think in order to make it through, you would basically never have to let go of the right D-pad. That's the only way I can see that being done, so I'm definitely gonna have to look up like a YouTube video of that being perfected. So for now, that one's gonna go free with a B. And next time we'll check out World 2. Trying that over and over left me rather exhausted, so I'll leave it off for now. Hey, so as it turns out, I didn't actually retry all of the stages. I guess I was just so exhausted after my troubles with the treetops that I failed to notice. I only have an A- for Cagney Carnation, not an A+. I guess the Japanese are up to something with their ranking systems. S, after all, is pretty distinct from any type of A, plus or otherwise. So yeah, let's give this another go, and with a slightly altered loadout. I feel like the regular shot with its long reach isn't too helpful in this fight. I'm in such close quarters here that I'm better off with the spread shot and the lob shot. At least that's my working theory. I still don't know whether or not the damage of the spread shot is actually superior. It depends on how much each individual projectile does. If it's a third of each of the regular shots, then it's not going to be any better, but if it's even just a little bit more, then it will have superior DPS. And I feel like the latter is probably the case just because otherwise there's not much of a reason to use the spread shot unless you're just really bad at aiming. Which, who knows, maybe that's what they planned on. Okay, so final phase. I got my super, and I gotta get an EX shot, but I haven't gotten any parries, so that's what I'm gonna have to focus on here. I'm actually gonna have to be careful not to kill him before I get my 3 parry opportunities. Let's see if I can manage that. That's 1. Alright, come on, give me another pink flower. That's what I need, boyo. I don't want to kill you before the time is due. At the same time, I can't be too lax because then I'll get a bad time score. Okay, perfect. And I should be able to finish things with my super. Come on. Please let this be it. Yeah, okay. I'm a little bit worried about the time score since I can't really keep track of that. But I think I might have it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, well then. Golly gee, a perfect score, what do you know? Okay, well that makes up at least a little bit for my inability to perfect treetop troubles. I'll have to return to that later, after I've looked up some YouTube videos. But yeah, now here the episode ends proper. Next time, World 2.